Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast, I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. So let's get started with today's show. Now, today we're going to talk about an aspect of the 2018 Self-Publishing Survey that's a little bit troubling. In both 2016 and 2018, we had the exact same most popular answers, which were $1 to $99 and $100 to $499. So you're thinking, well, that's a 2-year span. Shouldn't you be making more money now? Simply because usually prices go up over time. You know, it's pretty rare to see a price stay the same for a couple of years. Although there are some sectors and some products where prices will go down and things like that. But books, I don't think they go down in price over time. So what is happening here? First of all, I think we have competition to thank for some of that. But I don't think that's the only factor. Some of it is just the nature of books themselves. So, for example, you can't really charge more for an older edition. So how the big publishers get around this, and self-published authors don't always know this, is you come out with a new edition, which is either revised, updated, in some way. You come out with a new edition so that you can charge a new price that's appropriate for the current market. Ta-da! So that's a cool little tip that you may not have thought of as a self-published author, to update your books so that you can charge a new price. So I think a lot of self-published authors adopt a set it and forget it type of attitude when it comes to self-published books, and I'm guilty of it as well. So I think that's part of the equation. And we realize that, you know, we can't charge very much for backlist titles. And what your previously published books and previously published editions are called your backlist. Now, there is a lot to be said for your backlist because you can continue to make money off the books that you've already published over a long period of time. I know my book that I published in 2011 is still my top seller this year. So I can see that, you know, a backlist, you know, there's gold to be mined in backlists. However, you just, I think the new edition strategy is probably better if you're really trying to make some money off of your old books and your new books. And so keep that in mind as you are planning your self-published book strategy. Now, the quick thing that we mentioned earlier is competition. And I think that is definitely having an effect on self-published author income, simply because we have more and more books are being published every year. Just in 2017, I believe it was, Bowker, which is the ISBN registrar for ISBN numbers here in the United States, they issued like 1 million ISBN numbers for independently published books in 2017. That's just those. I mean, there's a lot of people who just create ebooks, just use the Amazon standard number, and don't create an ISBN number for it. So the number of books being created per year is astounding. So the level of competition in terms of just volume is incredible. So I think that's also a factor in why we're not seeing an upward trajectory for self-published income. And I think we also have to look at competition from everything else that's out there. We're looking at, YouTube videos and subscription programs such as Kindle Unlimited, uh, which let's just try to talk for a moment about Kindle Unlimited. That can really dig into your income too. If you participate in KDP Select and your title is available for Kindle Unlimited, you will get royalties. However, you will only get them the first time the reader opens the book. So if they crack open your ebook and read a few pages and close it, you'll only get royalties on those few pages that they read. So that's having an effect for sure. And we have to understand that those are not full book sales either. So that's a factor. And we have all kinds of other competition from streaming and social media, and it's incredible the amount of information and information overload that your readers are dealing with. It's no wonder that it's difficult for us to make book sales these days. So what can you do? Well, keep doing what you're doing. You might need to do some advertising. You definitely need to continue to build your author platform so that people are aware of you and your books. You don't just come out of nowhere. Nobody knows who you are. So you definitely want to continue to build your author platform and fan base. So those are the key things that you need to do to counter some of these competitive issues. So I hope you found this helpful and informative. And if you did, I would appreciate it if you would wander over to iTunes and give the Heidi Thorne Show a nice rating and review. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to the Heidi Thorne Show. My show is on iTunes. It is on Stitcher, and it is on Podbean. And if you like the video version of it, it's available on my Heidi Thorne YouTube channel. You just have to subscribe to the channel, and you'll get all the new videos. And if you want to listen to it on your Alexa, you just have to find the Heidi Thorne Show on the AnyPod skill for your Alexa. So that's pretty easy there. Now, my books, my self-published books, are available on Amazon.com. You just have to search for Heidi Thorne, and my author page should come up, and all my books are listed there. And I'm really excited today to announce, first of all, I have the print book, which I believe I've talked about in some of the previous episodes. Self-Publishing to Make Money, What You Need to Know, is available in print, Kindle, and now audiobook. So I'm really excited about that. So this audiobook is now available on Audible and iTunes audiobooks if you want to listen to it instead of reading it in print or ebook. And I would appreciate it if you would share the with your social media tribe, the Heidi Thorne Show, so that your other author friends can get the information that you're getting today. If you want to connect with me, my website is simply HeidiThorne.com. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I look forward to talking with you again in the next episode. And in the meantime, have a great day.